para você.
The galaxy's hottest radio station, broadcasting from inside the galaxy's hottest evil-busting organization. All hero music.
All hero talk.
You're tuned to Makahiro City's #1 hero mix station, Hero Factory FM.
Good morning, Hero fans. DJ Mac Megahertz here, and you're back with another episode of
Wake up to Mac in the morning on Hero Factory FM.
another week. Another massive show. Our special guest is Dr. Calvin Metric, the head of Hero Factory's Gadget design team. That's coming up a little later in the program, but right now we're going to cross live to intrepid Hero News Network reporter Zed Clickstart, recently out of hospital and embedded with Sierra team on the treacherous planet of Vidion. Zed, great to have you back on the show.
Roger that. I am indeed back where I belong, on the front lines with Sierra team as they search for the ferocious acid snake of Vidion. Team leader Tad Breakspear, you're a veteran.
Go away.
Focused and dedicated, the leader of Sierra team there. Let's move over to weapons expert Bart Ellery, a hero renowned for his perfect strike rate. Bart, how do you maintain such an impressive record?
I eliminate distractions. You get me? Punk.
Of course, a brilliant strategy. And speaking of strategy, here's Master Tactician Nate Burgess. Nate, what's your plan for locating and rounding up this terrible beast?
Well, this instrument here tracks movement. When we get close, the tone becomes more frequent. Then we use a decoy to lure the snake.
Decoy! Brilliant!
Contact 50 feet.
As if on cue, the team have made contact with the vicious acid snake. We're about to see some action live on your Hero News Network.
Now, the best thing for you to do, Zed, is stay here while we fall back behind that large pile of dirt over there.
Roger that. And then it's send out the decoy?
Yeah.
On the front lines, in the thick of the action, Zed Clickstart and the Hero News Network team await the arrival of the decoy, which will lure one of the galaxy's most terrible monsters from great gas of Uranus.
I tell you, that's Zed Clickstart. He gets all the good stories. And we'll be hearing more from Zed at some point. Maybe. You're tuned in to Makahiro City's #1 mix of heroes and hits.
Hero Factory FM.
Gadget designer Calvin Metric is coming up next. But first, let's check in with Professor Nathaniel Zib over at Hero Factory's Mission Control. Professor, what's cooking on the hotline?
A rather disturbing call, as a matter of fact, Mac, and one which has several of the mission managers a little spooked.
Well, I'm kind of reluctant to say this, but let's go to the tape.
Hola, my name is Daryl. I like to sing into phone.
As you can hear, Mac, the caller is singing...
Completely out of tune.
Well, yes, but we fear the most disturbing thing is...
The lyrics?
That he may have been corrupted by a villain known as Cowell.
You've had other calls like this?
Oh, yes. Take a listen.
Hello, everybody.
I'm speechless. This is truly awful.
Oh, then there's this one.
Bum, 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 bum.
Professor! Professor, stop. Stop.
Yes, sorry about that, Mac. And those are the ones we could broadcast. It's just that the listeners need to know that this villain, Cowell, travels the galaxy seeking out those with a measure of talent and then manipulates his victims, turning them into mindless slaves. These calls you're hearing are clearly a cry for help.
Isn't there something we could do, Professor?
We've got our best heroes on it, Mac. But this Cowell is a slippery, fiendish villain. It won't be easy.
Well, the future of music and the sanity of the galaxy citizens depend on it. But no pressure.
Okay.
I think we need to take a quick break and recharge the circuits. Literally.
He is an artist of uncompromising integrity, whose words have the power to inspire billions.
Like 2 stars in the night sky. Her eyes are small pinpricks of light.
She is a legend of the stage, a best-selling singer, famous in 120 galactic systems. Together, they're this year's most acclaimed musical act, a unique mix of poetry and opera.
Our long cold last forever. Unless you have eaten my space wolves.
Gargantuan Smash and Lydia Zahula are Semi-Quasar. Live at Makahiro Dome.
Gargantuan Smash? You gotta be kidding me. God. You're back with the Mac. And on to our special guest. Dr. Calvin Metric is Hero Factory's head of gadget design, which has to be one of the coolest jobs going around. And especially for all you Hero fans out there, he's brought in a brand new gadget, fresh from the design lab. What do you got there, Doc?
This is an example of a gadget we're calling a deatomizer.
Whoa, that sure is heavy.
I'd be careful with that. It is only a prototype.
It's fine, Doc. What's it do?
When the user presses the green button...
This green button? Ah, Doc, what's going on?
As I was saying, when the user presses the green button, he is effectively deatomized, meaning that he separates into several thousand pieces.
How do you get me back together again?
Well, as I mentioned, this is just a prototype, so we haven't developed the atomizer part of it yet.
What?
Sorry, Mac. I'll make you an appointment in the assembly tower first thing. This is your flux capacitor. I'll just see myself out, shall I, Mac?
Hey! Hopefully, we'll be back next week with another exciting program.
If I can, get it together. You're tuned in to
Hero Factory. It's Mac in the morning on Hero Factory FM.
Hey, grab that. No, give me that.